Welcome, Warrior Nation. Just wanted to touch base with you. We recently sent out a roadmap just to give people a visual in regards to the different options of the new campus, our onboarding with the campus policy. Some questions have come up. We will use this time to answer some of those. I'm here with board member Rob George. Can't see him, he's behind the camera. But we just wanted to answer some questions that have come up to help clarify things, and so everyone is clear in regards to this new uncharted territory that we're facing with COVID and the reopening of the campus. The first big one is, what's the difference between synchronous learning and virtual learning? Well, essentially, they're not different in regards to what happens. They are going to be following a full day schedule taught by our teachers, live and in person. They will be following that schedule. The only difference is the synchronous learning happens when we can also have students on campus. So synchronous meaning two things happen at the same time. So in-campus learning and off-campus learning at the same time taught by our teachers. If a government entity with the power to do so tells us that we can't have on-campus learning, then everything switches to virtual learning. But the schedule, the teaching, the instruction, all will be the same and identical to the synchronous learning. The other thing is, as far as scheduling, we are right now not requiring long-term commitments. So if you do decide to start off the year synchronously and then choose to come to school on campus, you can do that. We'll have some measure of communication letting us know. Also, if you're doing synchronous, we'll have to work out things as far as picking up materials and all of that. So those communications will be coming out to follow all the procedures and logistics of doing things off campus.
So just to recap on that last comment, families don't have to choose synchronous learning for 6 weeks and then on-campus learning for 6 weeks. We have more flexibility where they can choose for a shorter period of time, so long as they're in close communication with the school.
Right. So they maybe want to try synchronous learning for a while to see how things work and then come back to on campus. We want to give people the flexibility to do that without having a long-term commitment to something that maybe isn't going to be their top choice.
What about the situation where I'm running late in the morning and I know that I can't get to campus by 8:20? Can I choose synchronous learning that morning and then be back in person the next day?
We highly discourage that. We don't want you to use that as a way to avoid tardies, and so there would be some consequences of doing that. So this is really something that you're going to commit to for a period of time, and not switching back from day to day. The big reason is just logistically, it puts an additional burden on the teachers that they're willing to take on, but when things get moved around a lot, it does create an additional burden for them, and logistically it makes it more challenging to do their job.
If a family chooses synchronous learning as their option, can those children and students who are at home learning synchronously with our in-class students, can the at-home students also participate in athletics?
Right, they're still part of the school, so that is something that if they choose to, they can be a part of. There will be, again, we'll be releasing the protocol as far as what that looks like for athletics, as far as the safety procedures, but since they are part of the school, they still can participate with that.
What are some of the things we can expect as we get back to school for in-person learning on August the 5th?
Well, just so you know, the teachers are so excited to have kids on campus. It has been like a ghost town here, so we are so excited. We've actually been meeting all summer, at least once a week as part of a book club, and recently coming together in staff meetings. So we have spent a lot of time in preparation for this school year, and like I'm saying, that teachers are excited. But you will still have the same experience that we had prior. Morning time, chapel. We are wanting kids to have the full experience of being a part of Annapolis Christian Academy that makes this school unique and special. We will have to do it in small cohorts and rotations and things like that, but we think those things are important, and that's what makes the school special. So you can be expecting those things in addition to the high quality, excellent instruction that you'll get during this school day.
For the families that choose synchronous learning, will they also attend morning time and chapel virtually from home?
Right, we'll be live streaming those, so anyone actually can participate in that, both students and families, and we highly encourage that. Unfortunately, we're going to restrict visitor access to the campus, so the way that we're going to keep people connected is through live streaming and through those virtual options that we'll be offering through our Facebook Live.
What kind of visitor access do you anticipate for on campus when we're all back on August the 5th?
Well, unfortunately, during the school day, we're going to have to restrict that. But as far as pickup and drop off, we know that there'll be people on campus. We want them to be wearing masks when they're outside of their vehicle. There will be a pickup and drop off procedure, particularly at the end of the day, with dismissal times being staggered, different locations as far as where people are going to be being picked up. If you do want to come out of your vehicle, we just ask that you be with the mask to reunite with your student and following those policies.